Women's singles final coming up from the 2022 Select Medical Orange County Cup, presented by Lifetime Rancho San Clemente. It is Anna Leigh Waters, fresh off her mixed doubles title to start the day. Parris Todd, one of the newcomers to the PPA Tour that has really impressed and turned some heads. This one should be a lot of fun. And for Anna Leigh Waters, it has been a family affair since entering the pickleball scene. Her and her mother Leigh have really been an awesome duo in terms of doubles on the court, but her mother Leigh also her coach off the court. We had a chance to catch up with both of them about their style of play, about how they've attacked this world together.
I think that us playing together really gives us an advantage. We kind of have that mother-daughter intuition. We're both coach and player at the same time on the court. And just the fact that I know where she's going before our opponents do, I can prepare for the next shot. And the experiences that we're having together and getting to watch her grow in the sport has been just a tremendous life moment for me.
Me and my mom, I consider us like best friends, even on and off the court. Pretty much after the first year, we decided to play professional together, which was a big step for us and our family. And we started traveling around the country, and not only was I competing with my mom, but I was getting to experience all the cool places we were going with my family as well.
That's the coolest part, at least for me, watching them, is to see, obviously they are super close, and you could see that on the court. You could see it on that last match off the court, that Leigh Waters does a great job of coaching her daughter as well, but traveling together as a family has got to make this even more special.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a reflection of stories that are happening around the country, around the globe. It speaks to the family nature of this game, how it sort of bridges generations. I know personally I can go to my local park and I can play a great game of pickleball with someone twice my age. We've got some players at my club, Palm Desert Resort Country Club, 80, 85-year-old players that are still able to compete, play good cross-court dinks, and I can actually get something out of the game. That's not something you experience in a lot of other sports.
That's a fair point. And for Anna Leigh Waters at 15, the growth has been impressive already to this point. Will only continue to be so. And on the other side, she's got someone who's only growing as a pickleball player, a former professional tennis player. You see the tennis background when she is in it. 24-year-old Parris Todd, who played college tennis at UC Berkeley, advanced a little bit past that level and has really locked in now in the pickleball world, where she is rising very quickly and rapidly.
Yeah, I mean, you watch the strokes, you watch the timing of the split steps, you know she's got what it takes to really make a name for herself in this sport. What's impressed me is she actually got a great opportunity in recent years to launch a clothing brand. Her clothing of streetwear / sportswear, Wasted USA, is out there on the shelves, Macy's. Amazing stuff. She's got a bright future in front of her for sure. Looking forward to see this match.
For those who are new to the sport, the singles game scored the same way as doubles, but it might look a little bit different in terms of the construction of the points. Obviously, no different than tennis itself when you see a singles versus a doubles match. A lot of differences in the point construction and how players will generally attack their opponents, and this will be interesting to see because both tend to be very aggressive in how they generally will play in their single side of things, and Parris Todd especially after a huge win over Catherine Parentau, where she really was just letting fly from the very beginning.
For sure. We're not going to see a whole lot of third shot drops in the singles game here. A lot of good quality serves followed by driving third balls. Parris Todd to serve. Just missing that two-hander wide.
It'll be same deal as our first match of the day. It'll be best of 5. Games to 11, win by 2. And another great angle, as we'll get to see exactly how both players try to attack each other. So Anna Leigh Waters will get the first point on the board, going for the Triple Crown. She's got the first leg, this one the second. If she can complete this, she'll have a chance for all 3 titles, playing the women's doubles with her mom Leigh later in the day.
Todd possibly showing a few signs of nerves on the main stage. I thought we were going to settle into a nice tennis rally for a moment there.
But that's what it feels like, the two styles that these two impressive players are really willing to play. Not working out for Todd early in this one, now down 4-0.
4-0. Point.
I foresee an early timeout. And there we go.
It's like you can tell the future. Never cease to amaze me, Morgan. Always impressive, always on top of it, as Waters has opened up a 5-0 advantage to start this first game. You know, Waters has been seasoned now in these big moments on these big championship courts in front of big crowds like this. And this tournament in particular, Orange County, a favorite of the players and the fans for good reason, good measure, the facility and the weather and everything that comes with it. But for Waters, you know she's going to be unfazed based on whatever happens in the match. And so far to start on a trajectory like this in the first game only has to boost her confidence even further.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Todd's got nothing to lose, and you can see that she's going to be having some settling in periods, some necessary growing pains. But I'm sure we're going to see her find some rhythm. You know, she's never had to deal with someone like Anna Leigh Waters putting this much pressure on her.
Let's see if the timeout changes anything here.
Time is in. 5-0.
Certainly looks like it.
There we go. Okay. She just needs a couple of shots to get her loosened up, start playing her own game.
0-5. Point.
And she's on the board. Quick shout out to the lead referee for this match, Howard Simon. He is backed up
1-5.
by Samchoy Moy. The tracking ref is Nancy Partiena. Oh, and a beautiful two-handed backhand cross court there. And if need be, the video replay ref, Michael Branchal.
Did have a couple of video reviews in our mixed doubles final. No successful challenges, though.
And the fifth player on the court getting involved. Very difficult to get over that in the game of singles, especially. Players often staying back for quite some time. Good pressure from Waters, keeping the ball onto the backhand side, knowing how dangerous the forehand side of Todd can be.
6-2.
Great depth from Todd.
Yeah, that forehand rolling into the corner really set up an opportunity to come into the kitchen line, finish this one with a good two-handed backhand.
How about that reaction?
She gets there so quickly, and it always seems like she's got time to stabilize her body, relax, and then play a very delicate rolling shot like that.
6-2.
Great construction there. Beautiful shot selection and execution from Todd to set up that final point. Starting to feel some mojo, I'd say, Noah.
Starting to settle in for sure. You can see a difference in her confidence. She's been ripping it from the start, just had a couple of unforced errors that gave Waters an early advantage. But since then, Todd has been the better player.
Oh, a little unlucky not to get that one up and over. She was there in time, showing great speed around the court.
Excellent angle, though, from Waters. It's another opportunity, just 5 points away now from this first game.
This serve gives the ball back to Todd.
A slight difference between tennis and pickleball for all those tennis viewers out there. No faults here. It's one and done. You better make it on that first try. Oh, how about the placement?
That is very impressive work. Almost painting lines. Waters able to get to a lot of them. But Todd up to the task of that cross-court backhand from Waters.
4-6. Point. Timeout is called by the receiver. Scores 5-6.
And that is a mental win for Parris Todd. Getting Anna Leigh to take a timeout is big.
After an early, huge 5-0 lead, it is down to 6-5. Todd storming back in the first game. Back at the 2022 Select Medical Orange County Cup, presented by Lifetime San Clemente. Here in San Clemente, California, in Orange County, it has been a spectacular day for pickleball. Continues with the perfect conditions. And Parris Todd, after a sluggish start, has really found some momentum. Got this to within one in the first game.
Oh, if she can turn this into a tennis match, she has a real chance, I gotta tell you.
And that's exactly stylistically what it's looked like to this point.
6-6.
This is looking ominous for young Waters, no doubt about it. She obviously is the hot favorite, but right now Parris Todd is showing everything she needs and more to take care of business.
Called out, I think she may challenge it.
All was good.
Oh, it was good.
It was called good, okay. So, a quick run now. Drastic turn of events. Now only 3 points away.
And, wow, Waters is going to challenge the call and risk her final timeout potentially here, which could prove to be costly if it's unsuccessful down the stretch.
For sure, that said, you can't take timeouts with you.
Good point. Good point. You get 2 per game. So at 8-6, will Waters catch a break to at least try to stop what has been one-way traffic after the quick start? Todd has now won 8 of the last 9 points, essentially playing her style of pickleball, which is pretty much rallying like a tennis player.
Yeah, I think Waters is going to need to start chip and charging, putting some extra pressure, forcing Parris Todd to play much more precise third shot drives. At the moment, Todd is being able to play very good third shot drives, but they haven't needed to thread a needle per se. They haven't needed to be short angle shots. She's got fantastic depth. I think Anna Leigh Waters is going to need to find out if she has the ability to roll some of these balls down on her feet while she's moving forward. That's a trickier proposition and not a shot your average tennis player possesses. Not many players hit a forehand rolling cross-court drop shot in the game of tennis. That looks like it's plumb on the line.
That's, as you said before, she is painting these lines right now. And quite honestly, that was the reason that Anna Leigh Waters got off to the quick start. It was just a couple of misses and by close margin. Yeah,
settling in areas. Yeah, she may be looking for an Acrotech sponsorship after this if she's going to paint these kinds of lines.
Either way, Todd is likely going to maintain this 8-6 advantage in this first game, and Waters will be out of timeouts. So there you go, the official call made. Todd will keep the serve and the advantage of 2 points.
You're out of timeout.
Waters being reminded she will not have a timeout remaining in this first game. So if Todd can keep this train on the tracks, she could be playing from in front.
Side down.
So an effective timeout from Waters gets the ball back.
8. Side out.
So a little back and forth. Todd with another chance to get close to the finish line of game 1.
8-6.
Again! Oh, sizzling backhand down the line.
That is electric work here. Off the back foot with enough power to get the ball down the line for the winner. Very impressive. Impressive work from young Todd. 8 years the senior over young Anna Leigh Waters. However, much less experienced in the game of pickleball, but effectively able to turn this into a high-level tennis match.
Side out. Six, 10. Side out.
It's not the kind of mistake she can afford to make right now. She's going to be looking to force Todd to play an extra ball again and again and again. We have to remind ourselves, though, she did just play a 5-game mixed doubles match, so not quite as fresh as Parris Todd. And a great return there from Waters.
Certainly will be interesting to see how her tactics will
6, 10.
change throughout this match. Todd is perfectly content playing from deep in the court, and Waters showing her ability to move forward towards the kitchen line.
Yeah, in the tennis world, we see Rafa Nadal sometimes being 20 feet back behind the baseline. And he's able to create some very unique angles because of it.
Point.
That was wide, so
One's
Waters.
just missed. It looks like a timeout is coming.
Timeout called by the receiver.
You would be correct. So Todd's still 1 point away. What she wants to do. Parris Todd has her blueprint, and she's going to stick to it, at least from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, one of the big differences is she can go back and watch hundreds of hours of Anna Leigh Waters playing singles, not vice versa. Parris Todd has called it out. The referee has confirmed. However, the secondary ref may or may not agree.
No challenges remaining, though, and no timeouts remaining actually on either side. And now a game point for Parris Todd. Parris Todd pumping up the crowd and turning heads. Takes the first game 11-8 in this women's singles final.
Impressive work from Todd. She's got such a heavy ball. We see time and time again able to play that high looping forehand, get into the kitchen line, do the damage from closer in. Impressive work from young Todd.
Electrifying play to start. One game through. This one should be a doozy. Don't go anywhere here on Tennis Show. Parris Todd impressive stuff in the first game. Claims it 11-8 after falling behind 5-0. Just a complete turnaround and played directly into her hands. Did a great job against Anna Leigh Waters, and we'll see how the 15-year-old adjusts to a brand new opponent essentially for her, someone that is storming up the pickleball rankings.
Yeah, she's going to have to put a stop to this Cinderella story pretty quickly if she wants a chance to really stamp her normal authority on a game of singles.
1-0.
Got another one.
I tell you, that backhand down the line, I'm not sure if there's anything better.
Putting it in the perfect spot every time.
Beautiful.
Long on that return, so Todd now on the board in this second game.
1-1.
Well, you can see a change of tactics there from Anna Leigh Waters, and she didn't quite execute that spot, but it's going to be interesting to see if she can actually turn this into more of a pickleball game, which involves a lot more of the kitchen, where she should have a real advantage. Yeah, great two-handed backhand cross-court from Waters, catching Todd on the way forward.
It's obviously easier said than done, but is there any way that Waters can involve the kitchen off the initial return at all?
Yeah, she can choose to play a third shot drop. However, it usually only pays dividends if the returner is coming in.
Right.
If the returner stays back, which so often the women especially do in singles, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You often just give your opponent a sitter. It's not the normal accuracy we see from Waters. She's generally so consistent, keeping the ball in the last quarter of the court at least, and fairly close to the sidelines.
Great movement, but Waters was prepared.
She's starting to roll now. Makes a big difference when she's able to get up to the kitchen line. At that point, she's really able to dictate.
3-2.
The net got involved. It gave Todd a good look at a two-handed backhand volley. Todd's called that one long.
Doesn't look like Waters is going to challenge it.
Quite close from this angle. But Waters not willing to potentially burn a timeout with a challenge. Waters calls it wide, and again, no challenge. All right, well, a lovely rolling forehand cross-court. Catches Waters on the run. Really nice movement, though.
3-3.
Almost a Rafa Nadal kind of follow-through there.
It's all of that tennis volley type of motion, but Waters, right place, right time, delivers the counter strike. And this second game starting to be a little bit more of what we expect for the remainder of this match.
3-3.
How about the initial return?
That's amazing. That was in the last quarter of the court there, inches away from the lines of both of these wings. So much depth.
3-3. Side out. Three.
Nice work to not only get to that ball, but resist the temptation for the low-hanging fruit, the powerful passing shot down the line. Instead, going for a short angle cross court.
4-3.
Delivering it right back like a net.
Yeah, Todd is certainly realizing just how dangerous the forehand side of Waters is.
Timeout's going to be called. So Parris Todd will take the time to think it over. Now trailing 5-3 in this second game. It has been a role reversal a bit, but this one certainly living up to the building so far in Orange County. Awesome views of this wonderful scene. San Clemente, California, in Orange County. The water, the town, the community, the pickleball. It all falls under the same umbrella. Everything to smile for. And Anna Leigh Waters, who is always seen smiling on the court, trying to find that same rhythm she had to start the match, where she took a 5-0 lead in the first game, would eventually fall though, and now battling back up in this second game.
Waters reading that very tricky shot there. Todd held the ball on her paddle for quite some time, but Waters figured that it was most likely going cross court. Seeing some of her best stuff now. This is what made her the #1 player.
A little bit of a taste of your own medicine from that backhand.
7-3.
Yeah, I'd say Parris Todd has an advantage in terms of how much spin she's putting on the ball. It's a heavier ball for sure, but Waters able to flatten it out and therefore can do some extra damage from a little further behind the baseline, as long as she's accurate.
And she is once again. 9-3 advantage.
Timeout called by the receiver. Scores 9-3.
So Todd will take her final timeout of this second game, with Waters just 2 points away from evening the score at 1 game apiece. And has certainly made some slight adjustments, but it just feels like it's been more solid in the second game more than anything else.
Yeah, exactly. She was she had the luxury of a bunch of unforced errors with Todd early on. Todd came back roaring, and I think that caught Waters by surprise. Now she's settling in, has a decent kind of feel for her opponent, starting to see what makes her as good as she is.
So 9-3 in this second game. Waters already with the mixed doubles title today. Leigh Waters, her mom, she'll be playing doubles with her later in the day, but also her coach has given her some sound advice to this point. And we'll see if Waters can take this and run it through the tape to even things going into the third.
Todd just getting some advice there from Dan Roditi. Great player in his own right.
All right, we're going to try it again later, folks, because I think you may be able to do it.
Parris Todd resetting herself there, getting channeled into the task at hand. However, only 2 points away now.
Another one just drops it right in the basket, essentially. Perfect placement, and earns the serve back.
3-9.
And a good serve from Todd warrants a return error from Waters.
4-9.
Oh, again, Waters is picking the backhand side to be the destination for a lot of the Todd attacks. Todd did a great job constructing this point, but just not enough with that last ball. So she gets a momentary reprieve at least.
Every time it has become more of the pickleball matchup, it's been to Waters' advantage. These longer rallies. Todd has figured it out. Did that one drop in is the question. Looked like it may have been wide.
I think there'll be a challenge.
She doesn't have any timeouts remaining, though.
This is true.
So she cannot challenge it. It'll go back to Waters. Let's take a look here.
9-4.
Ooh, awfully close, but look, maybe just wide.
Just a hair. And that ball there sailing out as well from Waters. So Todd will have another chance to bridge the gap.
4-9.
That's fantastic work. The kind of height and depth that Todd is getting on a lot of these forehands and backhands as well, but in this case, really getting the ball close to the baseline, forcing Waters to have to play very defensively, and eventually
5-9.
Todd finding her way in to do the damage up at the kitchen line.
Todd has had her chances to get things a little bit closer, even go on a little bit of a run, but Waters has kept a stiff arm on this second game. And now just 1 point away.
Yeah, it's one of the dangers of having a higher, loopier ball when your job is to pass the player at the net. That extra height does not pay off too well, unfortunately.
And Anna Leigh Waters gets right back and evens things at 1 game all. 11-5 in the second. The 15-year-old prodigy continues to move forward. We move to the third next on TC. Still to come from the PPA Select Medical Orange County Cup Championship Sunday. We've got 3 more matches after this one. The men's doubles, Wright and Newman, a formidable force, taking on Colin Johns and AJ Kohler in what should be a spectacular showdown. Kovalova back on the court alongside Smith. Going up against Team Waters. Can Kovalova get past Anna Leigh Waters in her second go-around? Then Tyson McGuffin, his first appearance on Championship Sunday, taking on J.W. Johnson. We move to the third here of this women's singles final. Anna Leigh Waters with a nice bounce back, good resiliency after faltering just a tad in that first game. It'll be Parris Todd beginning the third, serving here.
Just misses that one wide.
We gotta like her staying aggressive, especially with those shots that really propelled her to that first game.
For sure. I mean, you can't forget what gets you to the dance. And again, she's got nothing to lose. Waters did just enough to draw the ball back wide, forcing a tricky single-handed volley from Parris Todd. She does prefer the 2. There's the 2. That's why she likes it.
That depth is really, really impressive, especially off the return.
Yeah, to be able to consistently keep the ball at the kind of depth that she's doing, yeah, it really speaks volumes to the kind of spin she's able to create on the ball. Well, good use of the net.
1-0.
How about that precision from Anna Leigh Waters? And Todd nearly tracked it down. Couldn't keep it in play.
2-0. Lay down.
So that's something you will see in singles more often than in doubles. The kind of premium that is on the serve and how it creates easier, shorter returns to get from. People are more aggressive and therefore more often can make mistakes. In doubles, there's still, you know, a more prevalent attitude to, well, let's just keep this alive, let's keep this going. Not every player is really going after the serve.
So Todd on the board in this third game. Continues to just feed Waters deep balls.
Oh, plucked it out of the air, driving two-handed backhand. Somewhere Sharapova is thinking, I should be able to do that.
2-2.
Beautifully done. Oh boy.
It's big, impressive work. I like that she's mixing up her great ground strokes with good movement forward, not just relying on a baseline to baseline rally.
3-2.
Waters was ready.
And that is an adorable come on, let's be honest. Little lioness roaring.
She definitely pumps herself up with the best of them.
For sure.
Uses that energy, harnesses whatever she can.
And gets so much energy from her mum as well. It's great to see.
A little retaliation on the come on from Parris Todd.
Incredible two-handed backhand above shoulder height. She's drawing it cross court so well. I'm sure Waters had thought after game 2 that she's got her number and should be able to steamroll from here, but Todd proving it's not the case.
That one looked to be wide, and yes, was called wide. Todd won't ask for a second look. Take a look right here, great angle, and yeah.
3 or 4 inches, not too much in it. Nice short angle ball from Waters, plenty of pace. Waters saying, anything you can do with that two-hander, I can do better.
Start doing it on the run, too.
That's just fantastic work with the left hand to be able to draw that ball back so well.
4-4. Right down.
did float long, it looked like, from here.
Right out.
Waters basically told the ball to go out.
Yeah, you never know which one of them speak English. You know.
So Anna Leigh with another chance to go back in front. That one wide as well.
Right out.
Didn't sound like she spoke to it.
Let it do its own thing. Yeah.
Hope for the
Sometimes
best.
just independence. It's important.
4-4.
Todd calling that one out. Waters pleading with one of the referees to help her with a call.
Looked like she looked towards her mother as well. Shook her head no, I wouldn't challenge it.
She does that a lot.
5-4.
There's
Right out.
a lot of back and forth about some of these balls being in and out, but it's a sign of just how close to the lines these players are hitting.
They're going very thin margin
4-5.
and showing off just how skilled they are. Todd again. That time the short angle.
Right out.
Very impressive. The roll she gets on this makes it that much more deadly.
5-4. Point.
This really has been a back and forth match, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a push-pull, tug of war, and neither side is really relenting. And a timeout now with Todd up 6-4 in this third game. Down the stretch we come. Best of 5, Todd with a slight advantage here on Tennis Channel. Awesome shot. I just love the angles that we can get here on Tennis Channel from the 2022 Select Medical Orange County Cup, presented by Lifetime San Clemente in San Clemente, California. You can see that combination, the mountains and the waters and the palm trees and the wildlife. And then, of course, the pickleball. Anna Leigh Waters and her mom, Lee, deep in discussion about how they can possibly get the best out of the attack forward on Parris Todd, who has really seemed impervious to most of what Anna Leigh Waters has brought her to this point of the match.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of chinks in the armor, and I think that's catching Anna Leigh Waters by surprise.
So Todd still serving with a 2-point advantage in this third game. It's a crucial third game after Waters had to play from behind in the second.
And she did just enough there to drop the ball into the kitchen. Anna Leigh still on the way forward. Couldn't quite control the half volley.
7-4.
Another one. That backhand is lethal.
Just ripping it and putting enough spin to guarantee that depth won't be too much of an issue. That's an uncharacteristic error, but it is a sign of how much pressure Todd's putting on in this third game. Anna Leigh Waters feeling like she needs to play picture-perfect returns to have a good chance to ward off that next attack. Scrambled brilliantly, found the ball onto the paddle. Fantastic work. Todd is really feeling it.
6 straight points won, and a chance to go up 2 games to 1.
10-4.
And there it is. Parris Todd showing off for the fans in Orange County. Now 1 game away from a massive title on the PPA Tour.
Huge upset.
We will move to the 4th. Can young Anna Leigh Waters navigate out of some deep waters, or will it be Parris Todd showing she's arrived in the pickleball world? What an interesting matchup this has been so far. Anna Leigh Waters, the heavy favorite, the #1 overall seed, now down 2 games to 1 to one of the newcomers on tour, Parris Todd, who has really shown a different way to attack this sport with her tennis background and has really impressed, I would say, so far through these first 3 games.
Yeah, her shot-making ability from all angles and all positions, inside and well behind the court. 24 years of age, played tennis at UC Berkeley, had a bit of a stint in professional tennis, and a budding fashionista. Clothing line, Wasted USA.
You're speaking my language now.
Oh, good. I'm not sure any of them will fit me per se, but...
well, we could try. We could do a custom order. She's going up against the phenom, Anna Leigh Waters, who has already won a title today in mixed doubles. Will play in the women's doubles as well. And the 15-year-old ranked #3 in doubles and has been the best singles player, winning nearly every title this year.
Yep, 7 from 8. So we saw her attempt that same tactic earlier on, and essentially an invitation up to the kitchen line, forcing some of the power away from Parris Todd and giving Anna Leigh a chance to close in and turn it more into pickleball, less into tennis. Well, that missed by a country mile, I'll be honest.
Probably the widest margin of miss from Todd today. And Waters, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. Get off to a quick start in this 4th.
Todd had an opportunity there, played a beautiful forehand down the line, but just hesitated on her way forward. Waters caught her in motion.
3-0.
Well, decent return, but just a mistimed shot from Waters.
So a 3-0 lead, and now we'll see what Todd has in store. She has gone on really just 2 major runs in the 1st and the 3rd. And this will not be one of them, or will it? Was it? No, it was not long. Call it good, so Waters gets the serve right back.
3-0.
Put it away.
Yeah, she realized she had done just enough work with that first attack that it meant Todd wasn't going to be able to go cross-court with the ball.
4-0.
Did that time.
Oh yeah, plenty of time on that one.
We've seen all it takes for Todd is that 1 point to ignite her fire. She has taken it right through.
On that occasion, it was a shorter shot from Todd that managed to get the better of Waters. Perhaps Anna Leigh believing that every ball was going to be painting the back line. Just working her side to side. Impressive work.
Seemed like at a couple different moments in that point, Waters may have seized control, but Todd was right there, had the counter punch.
4-1.
2 quick ones on the board.
Yeah, referee just calling the incorrect score there. Happens to the best of us. Happened to me once. 1987, remember.
Thank you. Yep. 2-4.
Great point.
Yeah, Waters really doing fantastic work up at the line. Yeah, it was a very impressive ball, dropping, sorry, low to the Waters backhand.
Dripping to Waters actually would have made sense.
That's true, yeah. Missed my opportunity there.
2-4.
Excellent. Todd on that occasion using a nice inside-in forehand.
How many backhand winners has that been already for Todd? Just has found that shot down the line with great consistency. So 4 straight points now to even the score.
Yeah, you could easily have imagined Waters running away with this one and as a 4-0 lead. So often she does. So impressive work from Todd to fight back.
4-4.
Again, Waters doing so much work with the angles off her forehand side, making it tough for Todd to actually get back behind her. And Waters predicting the down-the-line attack, ready and waiting.
Side out. I'm sorry, point.
So Waters pulls ahead by the slimmest of margins.
5-4.
Oh, what a return. I mean, it's a high risk, high reward.
I don't think that it's easy to understand how difficult that is when you're watching it on a screen like this.
No, unless you've really tried to shape a pickleball.
Right.
With your topspin forehand or backhand. Yeah, you're exactly right. You might think it's as easy as a tennis ball. It is certainly not. So I'm impressed with the cardio, both ladies. I've come to expect this from Anna Leigh Waters, no doubt about it, but she did just play 5 games of mixed doubles and came away with the win.
And has one more match still to go. It's a long day at the office for Anna Leigh Waters with a timeout here. Waters with a 5-4 lead in this 4th game. But back and forth affair as you would expect for a final. And we still have 3 more of them still ahead here on Tennis Channel after the mixed doubles already in the books. Women's singles into the 4th game. Ryder Newman against Johnson Kohler. That one should be spectacular, honestly. I know we haven't talked about it a whole lot, but that has a chance to really be a special matchup.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a really good opportunity for Colin Johns to kind of step into the spotlight. So often we see the limelight being owned by Mr. Ben Johns, his younger brother. But Colin Johns has quietly made himself a household name as well. And by far and away, I think the best right side player. I think Matt Wright might have something to say about that.
This would be the real step into a limelight moment for her.
Yeah, this
on the
will be
pickleball
the
tour.
coming out party for sure. A star, I think, in my mind, has already been born to put up the kind of showing that she has already. Fantastic work. We'll see if she can continue. If she gets to a decent level in this game 4, we'll see a certain amount of pressure playing a role. Again, Waters predicting well which side of the kitchen Todd is going to be attacking. And I think better than any other player in the game, she's able to draw balls back off her backhand side behind her opponents. Unfortunately, a misserve gives the ball back to Todd.
4-7.
Waters able to turn defense into offense with one good shot and then such high-level movement forward into the court, capitalize on the next ball from Todd.
7-4. Point.
Waters starting to find that rhythm again, similar to what we saw in the second game, where she took complete control late.
8-4. Point.
Just a little loose with that forehand volley.
Timeout called by
Comparative
receiver.
to Anna Leigh Waters,
Score
it is a
9-4.
slightly longer swing.
So Waters has put herself 2 points away from sending this to a deciding 5th game. Find out if she can get it done on the other side here on TC. Great look at the Lifetime San Clemente 2022 Select Medical Orange County Cup. Life Cafe, Life Spa, beautiful facility, beautiful pickleball backdrop for this outstanding tournament and what has been an outstanding match to complement it here, our second of 5 on the day. And Anna Leigh Waters trying to send this to a deciding 5th for the 2nd consecutive time after winning in 5 on the mixed doubles side. That'll help, 1 point away.
Yeah, it's fitting that this one goes 5, I'd say. Todd deserves that. On paper, Anna Leigh Waters, based on the Duper ratings, 82% chance of winning. So Todd already doing great work.
For reasons like that, the movement's been elite at times for Parris Todd and for Anna Leigh Waters for that matter, but we expect that from her. Todd has shown great wheels. She has grown as a player even in just this match alone. And once again, leaving the door open for a potential 4-game win.
Waters, she definitely did. Waters once again finding such acute angles of both forehand and backhand.
10-4. Right down.
So Todd finds one more chance.
4-10.
Oh, just long.
Sprinting from side to side, possibly the width of 2 courts to get to this last one.
5-10.
got there in time, too.
Timeout is called by the receiver. Score is 5-10.
That may indeed be a cardio timeout. A lot of work expelled in that last point.
So Waters still remains just 1 point away from claiming this 4th game, sending it to a decider as she had to in her first match of the day, going for the Triple Crown today in Orange County. Just see how much mileage she's covering in this matchup. Side to side, Todd has done a great job of moving her around the court.
Oh, you can tell how much she wanted that last one.
She got it. She had it in time, had it in the strike zone, just misfired a little bit too strong. And now Parris Todd, can she find her way all the way back to win this in 4th? That would be, you want to talk about upsets. Not only an upset in the match, but then to get back after trailing by so much in this 4th game would be incredible.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put it past her. Game is certainly not over. Todd has the serve.
So a long way to go for that. One final instruction from Leigh Waters, and Anna Leigh is ready to go. Looks to be refreshed. Todd the same.
Singles more so than doubles. It's such a game of confidence. Every time you hit a great shot, you not only get some, you're stealing that away from your opponent. And the thrills of victory in singles are fantastic, but the agonies of defeat when it doesn't go your way, and there's no one else to blame. There's no partner to lift you up. It's very tough.
One long. So another crack for Anna Leigh Waters to send this to 5.
10-5.
Wow, Todd delivers again.
She really stripes that forehand, and when she's able to do it off the front foot as opposed to so often she's off the back foot doing it, either open stance or just behind that one there, really able to step in the ball, she has enough power to pass Waters. That ball very close. Todd calling it long.
Yeah, it did look a little long. Todd was right there. So Waters will continue here. Todd serving 6-10.
And good serve from Todd. Garnishes a short return. An opportunity to capitalize.
You said it earlier, Todd's playing with house money for the most part in this match. And now, as the score gets a little bit tighter in this 4th game, you wonder if the nerves start to become a factor.
And case in point. Serve and pickleball, just like in tennis, it is a closed skill. Nothing stopping these ladies practicing 10 million of these.
Got another one. The passing shots, ridiculous.
So good and set up brilliantly with the amount of down the line forehand passing shots she's hit that Waters was just assuming.
7-10.
Oh, the point of the match so far goes Waters' way. Todd closing in, doing a great job, and just catching the top of the net. Unfortunate for her, but adulation for Waters.
Todd did everything right, and another chance for Anna Leigh Waters.
The lob serve.
And she left it there, and Todd gifts her the 4th game. We go the distance for our 2nd consecutive final, our 2nd of 5 on the day. Championship Sunday, delivering in a major way, and Anna Leigh Waters looking to hold off the budding superstar of the PPA Tour. The final game when we come back on Tennis Channel. Fitting that this one would go 5 games. The way it's been played, it looked like in the very beginning Anna Leigh Waters was going to dominate, but Parris Todd has made this thing interesting at the Select Medical Orange County Cup. presented by Lifetime San Clemente. Parris Todd has had an answer essentially every moment that Anna Leigh Waters has given her something. And Noah Eagle and Morgan Evans here with you. Glad to have you with us as we take you through the action of this 5th game of our 2nd of 5 finals on this championship Sunday. Parris Todd might start convincing some pickleball players to watch tennis players for inspiration after her run in this tournament.
And potentially convince some more tennis players to pick up a paddle.
That's a good point. It's a very good point, and she has been a great poster child for that movement without a doubt. Now can she finish the job? Job not finished yet. Both players, first to 11 win by 2. Whoever gets there takes home the trophy.
A looping rolling ball from Todd, getting the better of Waters there. Not much depth on it.
1-0.
So that one misses from Todd on the attack.
0-1.
Could be crucial for Waters to establish a little bit more of a lead here, and she went back to a looping serve.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if it works again. She managed to pull it off on game point in game 4, but Todd is a great player.
1-1.
We'll certainly get wise to that.
Maybe it was one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and then it became broke, so she fixed it.
Yes.
One. 1.
So Todd takes the lead. It's going to make her feel good, albeit just by 1.
2-1.
Great work at the kitchen line, per usual, from Anna Leigh Waters.
It really is the main separator of her over the pack, how well she draws the ball back cross court in so many different positions around the court.
Let's not forget, Anna Leigh Waters had to go 5 games in the mixed doubles final right before this, so back-to-back matches of going the distance, and we'll have one more. At least we'll have a break in between, but playing the women's doubles final as well.
And Todd calling that one long.
3-1.
Todd didn't quite do enough with the open court. Gave Waters plenty of opportunity. This is the ball she needed to do. Well, she had a lot more room to work with, and typically she has been almost painting the lines.
Oh!
And Waters is down. Her foot, she thinks she's okay. Shaking her foot.
Good to see that. Parris Todd checking on her. Take a look here. Oh, yeah, just
she
a
did.
awkward twist there, and wanted to make sure everything was okay. But
I think she needs a new pair of shoes, though. Did you see how worn out those were?
Yeah. I mean, that's what's going to happen when you're playing 10 games in a 3+ hour span.
I mean, they were brand new at 7 a.m.
Exactly. Todd extends her lead.
Yeah, she's applying a lot of pressure. Suddenly she's going to put Waters in a position that she has very rarely been in her professional career. And we'll see quickly how she responds to that. Well, she gave it everything, but Waters was up to the task.
Can't ask much more from Anna Leigh Waters than what she does right here.
Yeah, very
great
controlled,
hustle.
measured approach to that passing shot. Put away.
Coming forward now, but the pace coming back from Todd. So difficult to handle.
Yeah, if Todd can keep it in 5th gear, she's got a real chance. They will be switching at 6.
Oh,
she's done it.
How good is that?
That's as good as it gets. From well back behind the baseline, on the run, just puts it inside the line. 1 point away from getting the switch.
One.
Won't get that point. Driving, coming forward. Anna Leigh Waters makes it work.
Yeah, she really drove through the court there, flattened it out nicely, plenty of pace. Oh.
Wow. Drops that one right towards the back and puts it away with ease.
That's a great ball, but this, Todd getting to it.
Side out.
Okay, that's a gift. Todd will gladly accept.
5-2.
So she gets the switch, 6 points. It'll be 6-2 on the switch. Todd with the legit advantage in this fifth game, just 5 points away from what would be a surprising victory on Championship Sunday in Orange County. Beautiful shots of the ocean outside of the Orange County Cup, part of the PPA Tour in San Clemente, California. Deep tones of blue and green, almost magenta in my mind, even though it's not.
Magenta,
I just
you
like
say?
saying magenta.
You just like saying magenta,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it just gave me an excuse.
Fair enough.
6-2 in the fifth in favor of Parris Todd, and just 5 points away from what would be the official introduction to superstardom.
For sure, in the fastest growing sport in the country, she is one of, if not the fastest developing pickleball players out there. And that helps a lot. It's nothing better than getting the switch and not losing that first point.
7-2.
That ball floating long as well. So now just 3 points away.
8-2. Side out.
Big miss. Leaves the door open for Waters, who obviously can do a lot of damage in very little time.
If you give her an inch, she can take a mile in just a handful of minutes.
There's a start.
Yeah, it's a quarter mile right there.
Little bit at a time. 15-year-old so seasoned in these moments. But Todd is right there every step of the way.
That is a clutch return of serve. To go for that kind of angle. She knows to win this match, she's needing to redline, and that's exactly what she's doing.
8-3.
Waters will take the timeout as Todd is just 2 points away from the title. Now let's see, Waters.
Just having a bit of a chat to the ref. Well, Dan Roditi raises the umbrella.
Either way, she is in a tough spot. Parris Todd has a stranglehold now, 2 points away with a legitimate lead in this 5th game. What can Waters realistically do to impact this deep court play that Todd has displayed today?
Honestly, she hasn't played a bad match.
Sure.
Anna Leigh Waters has been playing well. I've watched her strike balls for years now, and she's hitting the middle of the paddle. But it's the fact that Todd is presenting a whole new different animal. She's not coming in at the same kind of times that many of the other players come in, and that's taking away Anna Leigh's really best chance to turn it into more of a pickleball match and use some of her touch and feel up at the kitchen line, and perhaps drag her opponent into deeper waters, kind of take the legs away with some very drawn-out kitchen exchanges. And in the women's game, it's not often a whole lot of kitchen play, but Anna Leigh prizes herself on being able to get closer to the line and then draw the ball back behind opponents while they're typically protecting the down-the-line attack.
9-3.
Does the #1 seed have one final push? Todd 2 points away. Clutch.
Yeah, impressive work. Todd running all over the place. Amazing work just to get to a lot of these balls, but Waters has a chance now.
Side out.
Sprays that one wide. She'd love to get that one back.
9-3.
Wow.
This is huge for Parris Todd. They were side to side, back and forth, again and again, but in the end, Todd found the opening just big enough to force a wide volley.
Timeout is called.
And the timeout is called from Waters. This is her last chance to halt the momentum of a runaway freight train that is Parris Todd.
There's been only so much that could be done at this point. Todd's been just such rhythm, seeing the ball really well, moving at an exceptionally high rate as well. And again, Waters just finished up a 5-game match, so you've got to assume that Todd, despite having to play these 5 games, a slightly fresher of the 2 players as well. 1 point away now with a major lead in this 5th game. There's only so much that Anna Leigh Waters can do to keep this thing alive.
It really is. I mean, I'm sure Leigh Waters is scratching her head just like Anna Leigh. I don't think anyone expected Parris Todd to be able to bring this kind of level again and again and again. And then aside from the first 4 or 5 points of game 1, where you can see there was some nerves and the pressure of the moment was getting the better of her, she has calmed down, found her strokes, and looked to be in command of this game 5 pretty handedly.
Anna Leigh Waters trying to get that 8th singles title of the year, or will it be Parris Todd with a championship point
10-3.
and her arrival?
Is this it? It is!
Parris Todd, welcome to the spotlight. A major victory in 5 over the great Anna Leigh Waters.
On the back of an incredible Cinderella story, a star is born. She's in disbelief, as is the crowd. I think this is a rivalry we are going to see time and time again, and I think the sport needed it. Anna Leigh Waters was having her way with everybody who met her in the final. She's had a couple of close contests, some with Leah Jensen, some with Catherine Parentau, but she started to pull away from the pack in recent history. To have Parris Todd in here shows that number 6 seed was beyond her level there.
What a great point to end it as well. Really a microcosm of the entire match. And Parris Todd, the movement, the power, the placement, all on full display.
And the cardio. I mean, people may not recognize just how difficult it is. It is much more akin to a game of squash than it is tennis in terms of energy requirements.
The 24-year-old claiming the title in Orange County. 11-3 in the 5th game. Parris Todd, the victor. The ceremony on the other side here on Tennis Channel. What a moment for Parris Todd, still relatively new to the sport. She has slayed a proverbial giant in Anna Leigh Waters, the 24-year-old former tennis player, showing off the entire arsenal in a 5-game victory, 11-3 in the 5th, and victorious with the title here at the Select Medical Orange County Cup. Let's hear from her, standing with Hannah Childs.
Well, welcome to Championship Court once again, everybody. I've got Parris Todd with me. Huge congratulations to you. You are our titleist of the 2022 Select Medical Orange County Cup. Parris, you have been climbing the rankings for the last 8 months, but how good does it feel to finally clasp your first title?
Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations to Anna Leigh. She's had an amazing year, an amazing season. She's been pretty much unbeatable, and she's just such a good sport, and she's so young, and she's doing so many things in the sport, so congratulations.
Well, you did just take down, as you mentioned, Anna Leigh Waters, #1 in the world, which is a huge, huge moment for you. How did you strategize for this match?
You know, I watched some of our matches back that we previously played, and I made some adjustments, and I had Dan Raditi in my corner, my mom, my dad, Ryan Sherry, Sean Abdali. I had such a good support team, and it feels so good to win this here at home because Newport is home for me, so I'm very, very happy.
Well, as an ex-tennis player, I heard you were against the sport to start with. How did we convince you over to the dark side?
I got addicted. I just did. So it's like everyone that plays it. Once they start it, you really can't stop it. It's just so much fun, such a good atmosphere. So thank you all the fans for coming out and supporting me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, congratulations. We're going to bring David Chernow from Select Medical, President and CEO, to present you with that trophy.
Thank you. I'm going to let you hold that. Spectacular. And your first title, right? BPA, yep. Round of applause for Parris again, fantastic. Just wanted to thank everybody, and we're the sponsor of this event with the PPA, and we want to thank everybody who's come out. It was extraordinary. I loved watching you, and now I'm addicted. And the company's addicted because we have a 3-year commitment with the PPA. So congratulations on your first victory. Well done.
Congratulations, Parris. Give her another round, guys.
Some fantastic perspective from Parris Todd after her first career PPA title, and it leads us to the men's doubles final. Wright and Newman, Johnson, Kohler. We've been waiting for this one because this has the chance to be sick. Straight awesome. We've got all the action in our 3rd of 5 finals after Parris Todd officially arrives on the PPA scene. More to come next.